Hey guys, Joe here. Today we're doing an overview video on the Keystone by Dickinson Trading Post. This is his rendition of combining a minimalist gear organizer and a minimalist wallet in one. I've got two of them here. I've got the standard edition as well as a custom. I've been carrying the standard edition as a minimalist wallet for the last week and my custom for a gear organizer for the last 2 weeks. So I can kind of speak to both fronts. And overall, this is just going to be my first impressions. What is it? What can it do? And would I recommend it to a friend after a week or two of carry? We'll do a long-term review, maybe 6 or 12 months down the road if people are interested, but so far I can say I am quite impressed. As with all Dickinson Trading Post gear, they are made right here in the United States, about 2 hours away from where I live, as locally sourced as it can be, and they are made of really high quality materials. The base material is 1000D Cordura, whether it is custom printed or the standard, and it is bomb proof as always when it comes from Dickinson Trading Post. Great guy, great maker. He really makes sure his stuff can stand up to the test of time. Getting into comparisons, there are a lot of great minimalist gear organizers on the market, such as my Rambler XL from our company. There's a lot of great minimalist wallets on the market, such as I believe the Sergeant from Recycled Firefighter. But there aren't many that really kind of do a good job of combining the two. There are some that I quite enjoy, such as the Mini Ranger by Reef Knot Bags, but it is limited in what it can hold in terms of the amount and size of tools. It really is a wallet first and foremost. And a lot of the other ones that are kind of making something similar to this are coming in at a much higher price tag. Dickinson Trading Post is selling the Keystone for right around $26, whereas a lot of the competitors are in the $30, $35, sometimes as much as $40 price tag area. So you are saving a lot more money, like 10 to 15 bucks over those other guys, despite still getting a small American maker with high quality materials and high quality fit and finish in terms of the strength of his construction. So this is, as always with Dickinson Trading Post, a good way to save money but still get great quality gear without compromising on anything. Talking about the wallet side of things, first let's get into the standard edition. Both are about 3.5 by 5.5, but that is something that will change as you put more stuff into it. It'll kind of shrink up in the width department to allow for the third dimension there. But when it is empty, it is incredibly, incredibly thin, literally just the thickness of about 3 layers of fabric. If I bring back in that Recycled Firefighter, you might be able to see there just a crazy difference in thickness. And so you're really just getting the thickness of the gear. The wallet is not getting in your way. And that's exactly what you want with a minimalist wallet or organizer. You want as little material as possible, but still that high durability that's not going to break down from being put in and out of your pocket potentially many times a day. And that's what you're getting with that 1000D Cordura. Now, this is a coated 1000D Cordura, which is really nice because it helps cut down on the amount of lint and pet hair it's going to pick up. And it also feels a little bit better in the hand. So that's really cool. That is something that's just a small thing, but a big thing if you've got like huskies or cats like ours that shed like huskies. I like being able to pull out my wallet and not have a puff of hair come out with it. So that's really nice. And on the standard edition, you are getting a Velcro patch area in the back. This is a standard flag patch, so to speak, in terms of a size reference, 3 by 2, and you got a little bit of extra Velcro on the sides there. You could probably do a full back of Velcro if you were to order a custom, but this is more than enough for a couple Ranger eyes or like a single flag patch, or if I move the flag patch down and put a little Ranger eye over here, that's more than enough. I'm not a big patch in my pocket guy, but I know a lot of people are, so he does have that on the standards. And then also he has this little thing here, grommet, and it's a very well done grommet, no real ripping or tearing at all after the first week or two of carrying either of these. And then you can put it in a paracord lanyard for aesthetic, or for me, how I put it in my pocket is like so, and then I just hook it with my thumb and pull it out of my pocket that way, so I don't have to dig around in my pocket for a wallet, especially since I'm usually carrying other gear and my phone and whatnot. It's just easier to have a little bit of a lanyard pull there to either grab the knot or loop it and pull it out that way. So that is just a nice little feature that you might not get on a couple other ones I've seen on the market. In terms of thickness, with what I've got in there, it's still pretty small and has disappeared in my pocket many times. I'm not someone that really forgets things in his pockets, just not what I do. And I've forgotten this in my pocket several times. So it just straight up disappears. I barely notice it's there. In terms of the 2-pocket layout, I'm obviously not going to dump out everything that's in my wallet because it's personal, but I have a Mummer Knives cutting card, Mystic Mummy 2022 Halloween release in a card protector to protect this as well as the card itself. So it's fairly thick, and I've got that in the front pocket as well as my license, a credit card, and a wad of cash. And then in the back, I have another one of these protectors for a family photo and like 4 4 or 5 other cards in the back there for like insurances and things like that. So it can hold a fairly decent amount of stuff as a wallet. And again, it disappears a lot nicer than even my standard favorite minimalist wallets like the ones from Recycle Firefighter. So I do really like that. One thing I would possibly suggest for him if he wanted to do this in the future is if people don't want Velcro on the back, maybe do something like an elastic band for cash. That could be like a special variant in the future. Whenever I do these things in first impressions, I always look at what could they change potentially to market it in a different way, and that's the only thing I could possibly come up with this. Otherwise, it's literally perfect. But I do know a lot of people really like the patches on their pouches, so that is a really cool thing there. Now getting into the gear organizer side of things, let's bring back in my custom. This is basically the same thing but with custom printing. Now with the custom printing, the heat kind of micro melts it, so to speak, so it is a little bit smoother even than the coated 1000D, and it feels a little bit thinner. It might stretch out a little bit more, break in a little bit faster, but it's still just as durable as 1000D usually is. He did this just as a little kind of gag gift for me, and it was really, really awesome. He put my channel name and a picture of the Loch Ness Monster, and then on the back, what was really kind of the special touch, I did not know he was doing this. This is a copy of a real newspaper article from, I believe, the 1800s from Seneca Lake, where the steamship, the Otatiani, allegedly struck and potentially killed one of the Seneca Lake monsters. So that was just really cool. It kind of speaks to him as just a great gear guy. He knows me. He knows my channel name. He knows local history because he's a local gear maker. So he threw that on there as just kind of a little Easter egg for me, and that was just really, really cool. So he does do custom work, and these are really neat platforms for that. He can basically do any color, any graphic, that kind of stuff within reason. So if you want something maybe custom for your channel or for your hiking group or for whatever, this might be something you can do, fairly affordable, easy way to kind of have that nice little personal bit of kit without breaking the bank. Now, putting actual gear inside it, let's do my Leatherman Wave in the back, so you can see kind of how that goes. And that doesn't just immediately invalidate the front pockets. For example, here, I have my bit kit, my Victorinox bit kit. I just like it more than the more minimalist 2D Victorinox versus Leatherman one. And so I prefer that, and it fits in there just fine. Moving that stuff out, if I were to put in basic tools like, say, my mini Bic, a pocket pen, and then let's grab my County Com mini Ouija bar. I can put those in the front, and then a full-size Adamas by Benchmade in the back, and that still fits all of that stuff. You probably wouldn't put a folder that big in something like this, but you can if you want to, and that's really cool. This might be a little bit difficult of a fit right now because it hasn't been super stretched out yet, but you can even put in these smaller notebooks by Moleskine. I'll do it behind the camera so I don't smack anything, but it's a nice, easy fit. It is a little snug, but it can work. So you can do that and just have everything you need, and maybe keep your pocket knife in your pocket. And really, that's all people usually need. Maybe substitute in a flashlight for one of these tools, and you're good to go. So that is really, really neat. And showing off your standard knife, light, and then pen combination. You can put in something like that. That's a Kershaw Federalist. Put in my Zebra 701. And then I can put my MicroStream in the back with that, and maybe some cash in the front or a card in front or something along those lines. So for a combination of a wallet and gear organizer, I think this is a home run. I think in terms of affordability, despite being American made from top shelf materials, I think this is a home run. For $26 with the ability to customize, the ability to have it with a custom graphic or patches or maybe something else on the back, I don't know why you wouldn't want to try one of these if you're in the market for something very minimalist. It's good as a wallet. It's good as an organizer. I'm looking forward to doing some long-term testing, seeing if maybe this graphic absorbs dye from my jeans. Haven't quite gotten around to wearing jeans out in hot weather yet to see if that'll happen. But overall, I would say this is pretty cool, and I would recommend it thus far. Again, if you're interested in seeing a review of this, I'll do one 6 or 12 months down the road once we actually got some dirt time on it. But my first impressions are all good. So this has been the Keystone Wallet by Dickinson Trading Post. I will leave a link to it in my description below. Again, as I've said always, Dickinson Trading Post is a great one-man shop here in the United States. He really does a lot of attention to detail in terms of durability, quality of assembly, materials, but also simple stuff like this. Just thinking about his customers by name and making stuff that is very personal to them without even having to discuss it with them. He's just a really great guy and a really great friend of the channel, so I can speak to his character as well. So I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay informed. Toodles.